Okay, this lesson is Common Core State Standard 3, that means 3rd grade, NBT, which is Numbers and Operations in Base 10. This standard reads as you will use place value, understanding, and properties of operations to perform multi-digit arithmetic. Now we are going to break this down so that you know what this means, because this is the grown-up college people words, and we're going to break it down into 3rd grade words that we can all understand. So let's look at the first word, use. Now you know what use means, because you use a fork when you eat, you use a pencil to write, but I want to break down what the verbs are so you know what the actions will be that you will be doing by the end of this lesson. So use, we know, is an action word or an action verb. So this is something that you are going to be able to do by the end. I'm going to use my little action verb icon. It's a little running guy. I'm not very good at drawing, so don't laugh at my drawing. Well, you can laugh because I won't hear you. I'm not in your house. Here's a little guy running, little running lines, okay? So use is an action verb. You will be able to do this by the end of the lesson. Okay, let's talk about place value. Whenever you see the word place value, it's going to remind you or give you an idea. And you know how in cartoons, ideas are always in clouds. So you're going to think, when you think place value, you're going to think about a place value chart. And I'm going to draw one for you in a little bit. This is kind of a squishy, smallish one, but it's a bottomless rectangle. We draw a line across here, and we have the ones, which is going to be represented by an O for now, the tens represented by a T, the hundreds represented by an H, and thousands represented by a TH. This is going to be our symbol for place value chart. So whenever you see place value, I want you to physically draw a place value chart before you go on. Okay, let's talk about the word understanding. So we talked about use. This is the action. We're going to use place value. We're going to think place value chart for an understanding, okay? And this is an idea noun. Nouns are people, places, things, or ideas, and understanding is an idea noun. So I'm going to use a little light bulb icon. Like when somebody gets a good idea, they get a little light bulb over their head. So this is an idea noun. And it means skill. Okay, so you're going to use your place value skill. Now, what are you going to use it for? You're also going to use properties of operations, but we're not talking about that right now, so we're not going to even pay attention to this little phrase. We're going to skip down to perform multi-digit arithmetic. So we use place value understanding to perform multi-digit arithmetic. Okay, so let's talk about these words. So the word perform is also a verb, so you know that you will be able to do this. Okay, and it is an action verb. And so draw my little running guy. His little running lines behind him. And this means do. So you will use place value skill to do multi-digit arithmetic. Now, multi-digit is an adjective. It describes the kind of arithmetic you will be doing. And it is an adjective is a describing word. It describes a noun. Our noun is arithmetic. And this adjective means more than one digit. And we're going to talk about what digits are in just a minute. So any number with more than one digit, so like 11, 114, 1,286, those are multi-digit numbers. Okay, multi-digit arithmetic. Now, arithmetic is not necessarily math. It includes math, but it is not, arithmetic does not equal math completely. Arithmetic is a noun. I'm going to underline it with one line to show that it's a noun. It is a thing noun. So I'm going to draw a little bicycle because that's my icon for a thing noun. A bicycle is a noun and it's a thing. So this is a thing noun. And it means calculation. When you calculate, when you add, subtract, multiply, divide. Okay? So you will do multi-digit calculations. So you're going to use place value skill to do more than one digit calculation. And so that's where we're headed right now. So I'm going to switch to a new page. And first let's talk about what digits are. We only have 10 digits in our numbering system. And they're really easy because you learned them probably before you even went to kindergarten. You know what, I think I have an extra piece of paper under here. No, I don't. What did I do with my paper? Oh, I shorted myself a piece of paper. Okay, I'll have to get another one. All right, so anyway, we have 10 digits in our numbering system. It starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Those are our digits. And we use these digits to make bigger numbers. And the way we do that is we assign them values. Okay, remember we talked about place values. So the value of the place of the digit on the chart. So first of all, let's talk about value. Let's talk about money, because we can all relate to that. When you have a green paper money that your parents give you, you look at it and you say, ooh, I have however much money, because that money has a certain value. Okay, we're going to just talk about some basic bills. We're not talking about all the money, because this is for the point of teaching you value, not teach you about money. Okay, so our smallest money that we're going to talk about is $1. It looks roughly the same as the other bills. It's rectangular, it's about the same color, it has different pictures on it, but it's roughly the same. But it only has a 1 in the corners. It's a $1 bill. It's only worth $1. So you could buy one thing at the dollar store with this $1. Now, the next bill up that we're going to talk about is a $10 bill. This bill has a higher value than this bill. Okay, so you could buy 10 things at the dollar store with this bill, whereas you can only buy one thing with this bill because this has less value, this has more value. The next bill we'll talk about is the $100 bill. This has even more value. You could buy 100 things at the dollar store with this bill. It has more value. And the same thing with the $1,000 bill. It has the most value of these four bills. You could buy 1,000 things at the dollar store with $1,000. Okay, so now that we understand what value means, let's look at our place value chart. Whenever you draw one, you're going to make a bottomless rectangle. That means you're going to do the sides and the top, but no bottom, because you'll be using it for different things, and sometimes you'll be putting levels of numbers down here, so I like to leave the bottom off of it. Now we do need to label the top, so we're going to draw a horizontal line. Up here we still have our bottom, no bottom. We just have this place where we're going to write our labels for our columns. Okay, and we're going to do 3 vertical lines. 1, 2, 3. That gives us 4 spaces, and that's basically what we need for now. There are more places on the right, and there are lots and lots and lots of places on the left. We're going to learn 2 places over here by the end of the year, but right now we're concerned with these 4 places. Okay, the place on the right is the ones place. Notice it correlates with the $1 bill. You can think of this like $1 bills. Okay, then you have the tens place. Think of it like $10 bills. Then you have the hundreds place. Think of it like $100 bills. And then you have the thousands place. Think of it like $1,000 bills. Okay, so when you put digits in these different columns, they have different values. So if you put a 3 here, it's the same as 3 $1 bills. It's 3. The value of it is 3. If I put the 3 over here, let me make a line across so you see that it's a different number. I'm going to put the 3 in the tens place. I need a 0 in the ones place just to hold that place. If you have something here, you have to have something to the right. So I have 3 tens and 0 ones. So 3 tens, if I count by tens, 10, 20, 30, I have 30, and that's where our number 30 comes from. I used a 3 and a 0. Still just my 10 digits, 3 and a 0, but it's where I put it that changes its value. Now you'll see why the bottomless rectangle is such a good idea. So you can just extend your lines. Now I'm going to move my 3 over to the hundreds place. I'm going to put a 0 in the ones place, a 0 in the tens place to hold the place in line, and I'm going to put the 3 here. Now it's 3 hundreds. If I count by hundreds, up 3 fingers or 3 parts of the 3, I will find the value. 100, 200, 300. This number is 300. The value of the 3 in the hundreds place is 300. One more. I'm going to put the 3 in the thousands place. I'm going to hold the places to the right. And now I'm going to read this number. It's 3 in the thousands place, so I'm going to count by thousands. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So this number is 3,000. Okay, so that's basically what you need to know about place value. Now, I want to show you 3 ways that you're going to use this in class, because there are 3 subsets underneath this standard that you're going to need to be able to use this skill for. 3 ways that you personally will use place value in class. Okay, the first way is to round numbers to the nearest 10 or 100. So you need to know your tens place and your hundreds place for rounding. Okay, you will also use it to fluently, that means very well, like effortlessly. When someone's fluent in a language, that means they know how to use language in writing and in talking and all that. So fluently is important. It means you do it smoothly and quickly. So to fluently add and subtract any numbers up to 100. We're going to use within, or not 100, 1,000. I'm going to use the word within 1,000, because that's going to include all those numbers up to 1,000. Okay? Or well, up to the thousands place anyway. Okay, and then finally, the third way you will use it to multiply one-digit numbers. Now remember we said multi-digit means more than one. This is one digit numbers at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Numbers, ooh, getting to the bottom of the page, so my printing is getting sloppy, I'm sorry. By multiples of 10. And guess what? We're not going to worry about what that means right now because we're not going to be doing that for a little while. Just know that you are going to need place value in order to do that. So something about multiplying. You will need place value even for multiplication. You'll actually use place value the rest of your life. You'll use it in real life. You'll use it in your job. You'll use it in high school, college, all that. So place value is extremely important. So if you don't understand the place value chart and what place value means, I want you to repeat this lesson until you really have it. Okay, so we talked about Common Core State Standard 3, oops, wrong page. This is my scratch page. 3-point NBT, numbers and operations in base 10. We talked about the fact that you will use place value, use your place value skill to perform or to do more than one digit calculations.